That's right. It's another late night and time for another reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag. And tonight we're pulling out. Must be movie night. Cinematastrophe, a sketch presented by Just Giggle It.
Dragon, let's just you know what? Let's just forget about the podcast and just go out and go see a movie, just like the Red Letter Media gag of like, oh screw it, let's just go see a movie instead. Oh wait, never mind, we can't.
In other words, we can't. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all
God.
go. Let's go to the sadder version of let's all go to the
Oh.
lobby. All we can do now is go to the lobby.
Well, you know what, Dragon? Shanghai Disneyland is opening back up in like a week, so that's good. That's good. We're on the right track. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. How you doing tonight, Dragon? You doing okay?
Yes.
All right. That's a simple answer. Yes, simple answer. All right. So, Dragon, let's just get things started right here and now. So, this is a sketch that's done. Stars Joshua Thomas, of course, as you can see here. But Dragon, it's done by another studio. You want to elaborate on that?
All right, so here's the story by the man himself. Joshua Thomas relayed this information on his new brand spanking new series on JGI.
Dragon, I'm really excited about the next one in that series because it's going to be the Excitable Spider-Man, and I'm so excited to hear the story behind that one.
I'm with you there. There's got to be a yarn there. I'm sure there's got to be like we were gonna do this, and then something happened.
Oh God.
Anyway, point being, so again, the new show Joshua Thomas is doing, which sounds eerily familiar to what we've done, but again, he actually has the insider knowledge.
Well, you know what? It's more autobiographical than what.
That's what I'm saying. It's far superior to what we've done. No, make no question about that, folks.
I wouldn't say it's superior. I don't know. I wouldn't.
I mean, he actually knows what happened during it. And he's playing the actual videos and the clips.
Oh, look, give us some credit. Give us some credit, man. I'm trying to prop us up here.
All right.
I'd say we both fill a certain niche. Like his show is great for the insider scoop. Our show is great for the analysis of it all.
The point is, we've reached an era where you actually have an option for your recapping of the JGI.
Oh God, isn't that
the
weird?
JGI videos? That's kind of the weird kind of era we're living at now. We've passed the decade mark. Right.
Oh well, that's what quarantine will do to you.
Yep. Okay. So anyway, so that's creating comedy for Joshua Thomas. Anyway, so he revealed on that. It's kind of like a little open forum. You can also ask him some other questions and some other stuff. And I did a little bit of digging, and I found out so. There is a studio called, I believe, Comet Catcher Films. I believe that is their moniker. Anyway, so you have the studio. So what happened is, you'll notice it's very much intentionally framed up. Cinematastrophe presented by JGI. This sketch was written and directed by Ricky Jones. Ricky Jones!
Wait, that name sounds familiar.
Well, you might be. I don't know if you're thinking of Rick, because I'm thinking of Rick Jones when I hear Ricky Jones. Rick Jones being kind of the young sidekick to the Hulk, who kind of been traditionally.
No, I'm definitely not thinking of that Rick Jones. Dragon. That's a deep pull.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, Ricky Jones. What else has this guy done though? That name does sound familiar.
Well, I can't really speak to what else he's done because the only thing I can find on the Comet Catcher channel, I believe, is mainly just Cinematastrophe. So I can't really speak.
I'm curious to see if I've come across some of his older sketches. For some reason, that name sticks out as familiar. I'm curious.
Okay, well, here's the connect. So Ricky Jones is kind of related tangentially to Danny Boy. So Shane Graham from Harley Quinn and Joker versus the Real World, episode 5. Danny Boy, of course, Danny, the kind of the alley dwelling street tough, as it were. Well,
in the words of Jack Nicholson, Daddy, I'm coming.
Yes. So Danny Boy, in real life, Shane Graham, I want to say also did a little bit behind the scenes stuff for JG. I believe that he also had done a little bit of that. I'm not sure because he edited this sketch. Actually, he edited this because he is the brother-in-law of the director. So he is the brother-in-law to Ricky Jones, I believe. So, point being, I imagine Ricky Jones is working on something. He's kind of kicking around the idea for this, and Shane Graham. Like, if I'm to speculate, I would speculate this is probably in talks around after Harley Quinn and the Joker episode 5. when Danny Boy is kind of in kind of the orbit of Josh Thomas
Sure.
and company, and he's probably thinking, hey, I've worked with these guys before. Let's you're looking for somebody to kind of put in the sketch. Why not Joshua Thomas? He can act. Last time I checked, of all the many hats that he wears, he wears the beanie of acting. I'm sure he could do something. So the point being, gets Joshua Thomas in on the action, puts him in the sketch, and they're looking for kind of the girlfriend role. And Joshua Thomas, at this point, he suggests Christine Vetta, who we have also seen recently on JGI.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Of course, two notable roles that we've seen her in so far: Christine Vetta playing Misty from the second Ash Ketchum sketch. Notice I have to say second now because technically we have three at this point.
I don't really count the third one, honestly.
Well, you're right. I'm just saying it's kind of fun that we have like
yeah, you're right. It's fun that we do have 3 Pokemon sketches, but that third one isn't in the same like adult Ash Ketchum continuity. I won't
seriously.
say.
I remember you and I were marking on this when we did the Ash Ketchum sketch. Basically Ash isn't invited to Detective Pikachu. Her performance of Misty is fantastic. I think she has some of the best gags within the whole thing. He'll call! It's
Oh,
the
God.
desperation. Let's not see Sonic the Hedgehog. Just hysterical. And also, she was the witch in the Halloween sketch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was really good in that.
And one of your favorite lines, and Little Bird.
Little Bird.
Oh, a lot of fun. Seriously, I see nothing but I want to see more of her. I think she's new. She's fresh blood, man. I want to see her in the JJI sketches. This also kind of cinches it, man. We got to see more of this girl. Oh, okay. So, point being, I want to say this is kind of stowed away in the. It's kind of stowed away in the Joshua Thomas vault, but again, primarily, I wish I checked the dates on this. But again, the director does have a quote-unquote director's cut, which I lined them up side by side to see what was different. It was only a 2-second differential, so I don't think it was anything substantial. This is 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes and like 58 seconds. The director's cut is 5 minutes. I don't really think it's going to be that much of a difference.
Oh, Jesus! Wow.
Anyway,
okay.
Point being,
like
relatively.
I'm guessing like the director's cut is maybe the chip guy munching his chips 1 extra time or something.
Either
like
that or what I really think it is, I think they had a logo at the start of it, which was 2 seconds, and they got rid of it when it's presented by JGI. Therefore, my running theory. Anywho. Okay, so
move over Lord of the Rings extended editions.
Yeah, forget this whole release the Snyder cut business. Hashtag release the Ricky Jones cut, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, I love it.
Okay, anyway, so point being, of course, I imagine Joshua Thomas kind of dusting this one off and kind of adding that really nice finish of presented by JGI.
Oh yeah.
And adding that kind of nice varnish there, because we're all kind of the timing of things is very unique. Of course, we're all kind of romanticizing the theater experience, and again, romanticizing.
No, Dragon, that's the thing about that. That's the thing about this sketch is it's basically just like, hey, are you really sure you want to go back to the theaters?
Yes, and again, it's just kind of like really everyone can romanticize again to a certain extent. Of course,
it's almost kind of like an anti, like the people who are like, oh no, this stay in place thing shouldn't be a thing. It's like it's an anti that, Dragon. It's like it's anti that. It's like, no, stay at home, folks. Stay at home.
Basically, it's like the little voice saying, "Well, is it that bad, really?" Is it? Right. This is kind of like the little "is it" voice.
I will say, Dragon, I don't think I've ever had an experience that's quite this bad. But I will say I've had experiences with I've had experiences with each of the people, like the types of people that are highlighted in this sketch, but I haven't had an experience where they're all in the same building together. But that being said, I like how there's, a whole variety of different types of people that can annoy you. Anyways.
So last thing, they rented out theater to shoot this, and if you're wondering how the heck did they realize this, well, rented out a theater, and again, looks quite nice.
It does. This is a very well. This is actually a very well produced sketch from, not from Just Giggle It, but presented by Just. Yeah,
we got to make sure there's really good. Again, this is all kind of done. It's all outsourced. Essentially.
No, I know. We have to watch our. Watch our pronouns and whatnot.
Again, like the only hat essentially Joshua Thomas is wearing here. So again, so this is
the acting hat.
Yeah, it was written and directed by Ricky Jones and edited by Danny Boy, written by Shane. So this was so again. only Joshua Thomas for a change, only wearing what? Like, Josh, let other people do with stuff for a change, would you?
Oh
All right, you
God.
have to beat him with a stick to get that boy to stop being a wonder. Can I tell you that, Josh Thomas? Anyway, like, no, Cállate Piñata, no, let the others do this. Okay, anyway, so we're getting back on point
Wait,
here.
what was
So,
that reference?
Cállate Piñata?
What about a pinata? What?
That doesn't matter.
All right.
Anyway, okay. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it then. So again, kind of the nightmare theater going experience, and go.
All right. So, first of all, Dragon, one thing I have to point out is that I hate to bring this up, but it's a little bit of a plot hole. All right, I want to get it out of the way so we're not
Okay.
nitpicking it later.
All right.
Um,
I was gonna
so
wait till later to get to that plot hole, but if we want to
you
bring it up
know what
now,
I'm talking
I
about,
know.
though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I know.
The fact that they walk in,
Mm-hmm.
they sit down. I just want to make a note that they sit down, right? Let's just make a note. Let's just make a note that they sit down and then maybe go back to the plot hole later, right? You know which
Right.
one I'm talking about,
Okay.
though.
Point being, if we could edit again, if we could take 2 seconds out of somewhere else, perhaps.
There's my Snyder cut, Dragon.
Yeah, there you go. If we can make one humble little fan edit, it would be like the entry point. Because again, if we take out the entry point, things work a lot smoother with things.
Right.
Anywho,
Right.
but we got to make use of that real estate, that rented theater, because it does look rather nice. We got to show like the full. We got to use all the footage of it, man, all the footage. Right.
Okay.
Okay, so a couple walks into a theater. Emphasis on the walks in. Little
Right.
story for later. They're coming into a theater with roughly 10 people for date night.
Mhm.
So, and again, if anyone's curious, again, like the whole this is made way before things went belly up. Just in case anyone's curious, if they've never seen the original, if there's kind of taking this at face value, like, hey, new sketch. I wonder how they made this. And again, they are rather spaced out, but again, folks, way before stuff.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So basically, this couple, little do they know, they're in for like the Rocco's Modern Life theater outing. Did you ever see that episode of Rocco's Modern Life?
Oh yeah, sure.
The movie. It's basically the old, especially in the first season, Rocco's Modern Life. To the folks out there, would be that Rocco has like kind of like a day-to-day kind of slice of life experiences goes horribly wrong for him. Of course, he and Heifer went to the movie once. Basically, a nightmare situation like this. Okay.
Right. So basically, like I said, we've got every kind of annoying theater goer that we can that you can find. We've got, of course, the crying baby and Dragon. Oh my God, crying babies in theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing that really gets under my skin. Take that baby out of there.
Of course, I think Joshua Thomas is the ultimate response to the crying baby dilemma, but we're gonna build to that.
Right.
Also, by the way, Jerry being Joshua Thomas' character and Ashley being Christine Vetta's character. Want to get that in there because you have credits on this, which are rather nice. Okay.
It is rather nice. You're right. At the end, it's like, oh, look, we can actually look up and see who played what. Awesome.
I love that JGI's been adapting. Kind of now they have credits at the end of the videos now as well. I mean, with this being kind of the flagship one, but again, it was kind of done by somebody else though with the credits. So
yeah.
Anyway,
all right. So along with the crying baby, you've also got the commentators. I call them.
I like them like the two buddies in the front. Yours is better. The commentators, yes.
The commentators, yes. They're like John Madden in the thing in a way.
Yeah. Then we have the two. I call them the chatty Cathys in front of them.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
The two girls on their phones.
Oh my God! Don't tell him that yet. He'll look at me weird.
That's right in front of him. And then we have the guy like either down the are they dead? Is the guy scarfing down all the concessions down the same row or like a row before?
He's like right next to them, Dragon. He's like one seat next to him.
Right. Okay, let's see. So then we have Jerry, of course, in response to the guy scarfing down his concessions. He's Jerry here. He's motioning. I wonder if choosing the name Jerry is maybe a reference to the Seinfeld movie theater episode. I wonder, but it could be complete coincidental. Again, just Jay with an actor who starts with the name Jay. I don't know. It could be sheerly coincidental. So Jerry here, he's motioning like, go on. Keep going. Go.
Just,
one more bite. One more chip.
Just one more.
And this is where we get like Joshua Thomas acting choices here, just like really just kind of the simmering civility, It's kind of the Joshua Thomas thing.
And to me, this sketch, like in the first half, it's almost kind of like a suspense because it's just like, oh boy, when's he gonna go off? When's he gonna go off?
When's he gonna pop his top? Joshua Thomas could have turned the color of a Coke machine in fury. He could have.
All
right, so let's see. So we have this again, very relatable couple, at least initially, as far as us coming into it. Initially, relatable couple, but Okay, now we got to get into the plot hole. So, initially,
Okay.
relatable couple who are going to deal with all things we all like, all of our dreaded theater going experience, woes. But it's a ridiculous ask that if you want to, he's asking, like, hey, you want to get out of here? No, the movie's halfway over. So one, how are you is asking for a refund? You want to get a refund and get out of here? No, one, how are you going to get a refund for just noise complaints in the theater? I don't think you get a refund for that. First off.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure movie theaters are pretty I don't know. At least the theater that I'm in.
So, as far as I'm concerned, the way it should be done, at least, unless the projector is going awry or something like really iffy is going on with the audio or something. If your theater going experience is impacted by the theater, the projectionist, if you will, that's when you get absolutely entitled to a refund. Everything else is just it's a roll of the dice, as far as I'm concerned. That's just
I'm honestly kind of on the other side of the coin about it. I think it should be a refund, as long as it's not like halfway through, like no questions asked, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
And funny you mention halfway through, which brings us to the second bigger plot hole of the whole piece. So this couple has walked into a movie that is halfway over. Who does that?
Right.
Honestly.
Oh god. Dragon, did I ever tell you that the first time I saw Kill Bill Volume 1, I was like 20 minutes late for it and I missed the whole first Vivica A. Fox fight?
That would drive me insane.
Yeah.
God.
Anyways.
You missed all the Vivica A. Fox stuff?
Yeah, all the Vivica A. Fox stuff. I started on the big toe.
You started on the big toe. Oh my god.
Yeah. And Dragon, the funny thing is, the even funnier thing is, that was my first Tarantino movie.
You missed all the substance.
Yeah, it was my first Tarantino movie, so I had no idea what the fuck was going on, what the style was about. I was too young to see it.
I mean, you caught the foot thing, so you got that taste of Tarantino, but outside of that...
Sure. Anyways,
so the point being, bit of a plot hole. Again, if we just took out that scene of them walking in, it would have been like, okay, they're fed up halfway through the movie. Like, you know what, maybe we should get a refund, maybe we should go, and it's halfway.
Release
basically
the
all...
cut.
Okay, don't make it about you. Just gross, man. Don't make it
God. All right, I'm just playing around.
I know, I'm kidding you too. Right? Anyway, so the point being, a little bit of a plot hole there. Like, why would they ask for the refund halfway through? It just doesn't match up quite with the dialogue is written on the page, I'd imagine. So. Okay, let's see. So, also, you'll notice I think they're using some stock music. In my own headcanon, I'd like to think Josh Thomas lent them out the music that's playing on the movie theater. Because if you notice, they're playing the dramatic JGI kind of subscriber tag music on the screen. The din 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 din.
Oh yeah, right.
Which bear in mind, I'm not saying it's purely trademarked to JGI or anything. I'm saying kind of the generic kind of stock music.
Be. Or JGI could have just pointed them in the right direction towards that stock music.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they probably point them in that direction. Anyway. Or you can just like stock music. Well, we need stock music. Hey, there's stock music.
There's water.
Yep, there's water. Okay. So, all right. So you're saying, okay, well, do you want to go? We're not going the refund. We're not doing it. You just want to go, period. And Ashley just says, I want to enjoy the movie, but it's impossible to do so. Possible.
All right, so then Dragon, oh god.
And it begins.
Jerry leans over to entitled mom.
Well, remember the chair kick. There was like everyone. Have you ever been chair kicked?
The chair kick. Right.
Yeah, she's like bam, chair kick right in the back there. Like, oh, again, that's what kicks off the dominoes right there. Okay, so then Jerry's trying to win some points back. He said Jerry's he's asking to go on mother me.
Oh, entitled mom. And Dragon, it's so funny because coincidentally, I've kind of fallen down a rabbit hole of listening to Reddit stories about entitled parents. So this just like really, really fits in with that so well. It's just funny timing. Anyways, so Joshua Thomas, Jerry is like, excuse me, miss, could you please take the baby outside? And then, oh god, the mother's just like, he's a baby. He's supposed to cry. If you have a problem about it, you should get over it.
So the universal gripe is at play here, and again, Joshua Thomas, he's doing the reined-in pleasantries here. He's trying to be pleasant atop just kind of this again, just the simmering rage that is about to come out. Just the this kind of the cynicism of like, oh god, this lady, I want to unload on her right now, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say under my breath, it's an R-rated movie. Yeah. Let's see. So then Ashley's then kind of chiming in on the. Um, sorry, I think she gives on the parents in front of him right now, the chatty Cathys, right?
Yeah, the chatty Cathys. Yeah.
Right. So let's see. So she's just trying now. She's kind of doing her end of the things, just trying to speak up, speak up for him here. And
we're trying to watch the movie. Well, maybe you should have picked another theater.
Which makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'm absolutely on Jerry's side here. What? What? I gotta be honest. If it were me and I got that response, I would kind of lose it. Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Oh god.
But Jerry's just now Jerry has a better response than I would have here, where Jerry inserts himself into the conversation to make him uncomfortable. Which is really nice, really classy, really smart. He says, "What did he say?" in regards to the phone conversation.
Right.
Nice. Very nice.
All right. So they're kind of talking about like, oh, it's the Jerry's like, I knew this would have happened if we went to this theater. And then she's like, well, yeah, but it was the only theater where it wasn't sold out. And Dragon, this honestly kind of reminds me of I know that Brad Jones, when he was still in Springfield, he would have one theater that was really nice. I think it was an AMC or something that he would go to for all the main releases. And then the theater that he would go to for all like the weird Christian movies and stuff that he'd review was like a really rundown theater on the bad part of town.
Of course, the rundown.
Right. Anyways.
Well, they are in need of the saving, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. So.
Exactly.
But anyway, so overall, just bringing in the comedy as we tend to do here.
Or
someone put in their title. Let's see. I like that the humor in this is very borderline Curb Your Enthusiasm comedy. We're basically the empathetic couple here, where again, like we've all felt this way. Again, basically Seinfeld unfettered is kind of what we're doing here. It's very much like they're acting on every moviegoer's impulse in this position here. They're actually acting on the impulse. Where in this position, I don't think really we go off the way we would, but these guys, they're going for it, man, and God bless them. It's a Jerry. Let's see. So, again, as you said, Jerry knew this was going to happen at this theater. And by the way, when he says this, I don't know if you caught this. There's a chicken in the background.
Oh, yeah, I did catch that. Yes. Probably a stock sound effect, but still really funny.
Oh, sure. I don't think they outsourced the chicken we're never going to see, Tiki. I mean, kudos to them if they did. We don't know.
Oh, I love that. All right. So, anyways, the commutators, Dragon, the commutators are like, oh, this is the cool part. Okay, so he's gonna jump off the roof right now. Then he's gonna do some somersault, and he's gonna put a guy at the bottom of the. And then Jerry's just like, oh, boys, we haven't seen the movie. And Dragon, that's my favorite Joshua Thomas delivery in the sketch. Boys.
You're right. It's great. Boys. Some of us haven't seen this movie.
I just love how he's like standing up, like almost like arms open, just like trying to be polite.
I love the swagger. That's what I'm saying. I love the sheer swagger. Okay, I'm kind of the Fonz in this situation. Boys.
Right, exactly.
Cool. Exactly. Come on, guys. Let's knock off the spoiler talk. I mean, in theater spoilers, just ridiculous.
Oh God.
So again, now you're starting to be basically they're starting to become like the crowd. There's a progression here. So Jerry is slowly but surely becoming like the crowd here, where now he's making a spectacle of himself in theater. He's losing his principles, one could argue, if you want to really.
And who can blame him, Dragon? Who can blame him?
I know, who can blame him? Again, everyone's got a break. I'm not faulty. I'm just saying that seems to be kind of the cleverness of the thing, where, again, the longer you if you want to overanalyze the thing here, it's like the longer they stay in the environment, they themselves are becoming one with the environment. All right, so their response, fight me.
Oh God, that's where I would lose it, Dragon. That's where I would lose it, honestly.
You want a piece of me? Come on.
Oh God. Anyways,
It would have been great in the food novel if someone said, "Bite me," and said, "You want a piece of me? Come on."
All right, so Joshua Thomas, Jerry, he's just like standing there, just trying to compose himself, and baby's still crying. It's just like, your baby is crying, okay? This is an R-rated movie, so either pop your titty in its mouth or get it out. And then the mother's just like, how dare you talk to me or my baby like that?
Who do you
Who
think
do
you
you
are?
think you are?
I am Jerry. You know, if we could ever just take one little piece of JGI and kind of use it out of context for, oh, say, Rick and Morty, that would be the one moment I could give Jerry points in
I
life.
am Jerry.
I am Jerry. You know, it's like the authoritative. I'm Jerry, darn it.
Oh God.
I'm Jerry, mother. Oh, anyway. Okay,
Oh,
so then we
dear.
have the opinionated tweeters here, the little opinionated, social media chatty Cathy's here.
Uh-huh.
And of course, I can't fully make out what they're saying. I want to say, you can correct me if you got a different read on this, Tiki. By all means, I might have heard this wrong. Is that the response? Basically, now, Christine Vetta here, she's speaking. Ashley here, speaking up, kind of in response to kind of the other kind of pair. It's giving them the business, where she says, "So you can't talk to my husband that way." It's like they're now kind of speaking out at them, basically saying, "You can't talk to her like that either." Says, "You can't talk to my husband that way. Have your own kids to yell at." I think it's what she says, to have your own kids to yell at.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way I read it. It's like, yeah, like just basically kind of insinuating, like, yell at your own kids. Yeah.
Your own kids and get like, oh, this is Christine Fetta's reactions. Just like the shock and awe. Okay, now we have the jerks. Now we have these jerks in the front row here, just saying, "Hey, be quiet. We're trying to watch the movie. I'll screw you guys. Just screw you."
Oh God.
Really? So this is the interesting thing about this sketch, where again it's kind of borderline comedy, where it's really I feel there's like a line you can do with comedy sometimes, where does it transcend the border of comedy when it's really just the situation we've all related to and we're just all kind of invested in. It's more investment than it is comedy at this point. We're like, you're invested in the situation before you're seeing the humor in it almost. Do you get any of that?
Oh yeah, totally. Like I said, Dragon, at the beginning of this sketch, it was more of a suspense of like, oh God, when's he gonna blow his top?
Yeah.
It does really kind of put you into the shoes of the people in the situation, for sure. And there's definitely a comedy element involved.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah,
certainly, it's like there's something funny about it, sure, but it's not like
uh-huh.
kind of like a ha ha comedy. It's more of like you're invested in, you're seeing the ridiculousness of the construction of the situation, but still, it's like
So it's
you're
a
in the
Joe
mindset.
Pesci. It's a Joe Pesci funny, not a ha ha funny. It's not
Sure.
like funny like a clown. It's
Yeah,
more, you just funny.
Funny like a clown, like I amuse you. Like I'm here to make you laugh. Is that kind of funny?
Anyways.
Anyway. Okay. So anyway, so they're like, so now basically the front row jerks, they're the commentators, as you put it. They're they're kind of riling the whole place up. And so the couple make an observation here. They're making just kind of a big platitude here. We paid to watch a movie. Why did you pay? Just to talk? Which is an excellent point, an excellent observation, the centerpiece of all of this madness.
Sure.
And then what did the chatty Cathy say in response to this?
Well, yeah. Let's see. I'm sorry, I know I'm written
essentially,
down.
it's like we paid for this. You don't want you
Yeah,
don't
we
want to be
paid
here.
to be here too, essentially.
Yeah. If you don't like the noise, you can leave. Where it's like, what?
And then Chip's guy is like, move.
What?
Leave, man.
Get out.
Get out.
So then they all unite they all unite to out the sane couple. Just get out of here, out, go,
Boo.
and they boo them, and they're tossing food at them, which is kind of like a movie nightmare. I mean, if you're so ostracized, you're gonna get bombarded by movie concessions. That's a nightmare right there.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so they succeed, they leave, and then of course they have the last guy here saying, "This movie blows."
All right, good stuff. Okay, so there we go, Dragon. That's the end of it. Final question, or final question, final thoughts. Sorry, I don't know. Sorry.
Is there something you'd like me to ask? Is that what you're trying to? Okay, no, okay. So final thoughts. Final thoughts. It's a great check in on the old, and the old grievances of the movie theater experience. Hopefully, it will maintain itself so we can still grieve about them, so we can still kind
Mhm.
of like gripe about them going onward here. It's kind of the sad but true uphill battle, in kind of a nightmare movie going situation literalized, which is quite nice. Again, I gotta tell you though, I'm more impressed by the production of this thing than I am by again. It's not ha ha comedy, but it's well constructed. It feels like a scene that should be in a movie almost. That's the thing. It feels like this would be really interesting in kind of in the piece of a whole. I'm not taking anything away from this sketch. It's well produced and it hits its mark. Don't get me wrong. It's really interesting and kind of like not what we usually kind of see. And again, main reason for that, it's not a JGI sketch. That
Uh-huh.
might be the reason. There's Joshua Thomas and Christine Vetta. They're doing a really good job here. As this kind of the relatable couple that's had enough. I'm mad as heck, and I want everyone to know it. That sort of mentality. It was like we've had it, a little vague Curb Your Enthusiasm comedy, I guess, and kind of the approach. It's solid stuff. It's nicely produced, solid.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that this is a Joshua Thomas kind of tour de force in the comedic acting department. Like I said, you can really kind of feel his rage just kind of like bubbling up inside of him, and he has some really fun choices throughout the whole thing. Dragon, I agree with you in terms of like I feel like it feels like a scene in the movie in terms of like I don't really there's not much of a conclusion to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we don't even really see a punchline to them getting booed out of the theater besides just the one guy who's like, this movie blows. I don't know. It feels like the ending is a little bit rushed. That's the main thing that I have, like, where it feels a little incomplete in that regard. Like, don't get me wrong. It's all very well rounded. It has good escalation and everything. I just feel like maybe the ending kind of comes out of nowhere. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a resolution between the actual couple and the audience, you know?
I mean, the only logic I could take from it is that again, it's like last gag is that it's like it's all for naught and people are stupid. That's kind of the big takeaway at the end of the day for this for the sketch, and that's the thing. It's okay, just again, it just doesn't feel like a big really set after all that build up. It's not exactly the most satisfying point. It's a
Exactly.
solid again.
Yeah.
It's a good ending. It does track and it does make sense. But it's not exactly after all that build up to they speak up and then they're booed out of the theater and it's like I don't know. It's maybe expecting a little bit more of like a guffaw where this one's like, it's more like than a guffaw. We're to analyze the laughter patterns at this point.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Dragon. So I think that's about it. Now, Dragon, what's the latest in terms of like we still have the rap battle, right? We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, we have the rap battle. It's the one we have in our back pocket. That we have a little kind of pouch of Poncio, a little poncho pouch.
Oh, God.
And beyond that, of course, we have our own little bag of tricks that we're cultivating, surely but slowly. Again, JGI, if we get a week of no content, it's coming. Okay, not going to be like on that day. I'm just saying, folks, it's brewing.
Yeah.
Brewing.
Okay. All right, take us out, Dragon.
All right, folks, it's going to do it for this exciting reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag until the next exciting reach next time.
Boys! We're trying to watch the movie.
Boys.
Boys!